Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. I clicked the wrong the wrong slide. Welcome to the stream. We're back for another stream here of painting and working on some D&D characters here. Yeah, I'm hoping I can make some good progress. I made some progress on it yesterday. Did a little bit more of it. I finished up some contract work, so I'm able to kind of get back to doing this stuff. These private commissions. The unfortunate truth with private commissions is that when contract stuff comes up, these get pushed off, which stinks because like you know, I don't. Everyone's pretty chill about it, but I don't like keeping people waiting. So so I'm hoping I can kind of, you know, get a decent chunk of this done. So we're just kind of diving right back into it. I've been kind of messing around with just the layout too. Like I'm really thinking I would like to do. She's a necromancer, so I would like to do like just like some using the negative space to make like hands reaching up, which might be a fun way to play around with the layout. But just gonna kind of try to tighten the overall piece here. Oh, I gotta unlock that. Erase some of the sketch that we're not using. Heroic Antagonist, thanks for joining the stream. How's it going? Good morning to you as well. Yeah, chipping away at work. Light meeting. Yeah. Put some headphones in and just be like, uh-huh. Just like act like you're listening. I have a weird disdain for meetings. I feel like, especially when there's a meeting that they send a PowerPoint, like the PowerPoint afterwards explaining or like a PDF explaining like the meeting. It's like, could you just send this to me and we not have had the meeting? Like, I don't know. Because I also feel like meetings, I feel like a lot of meetings are like I get the idea they want like a forum where they can get everyone's input and their ideas, but I feel like sometimes you need to like think more. Like you need to like think about it more. And I feel like you're just gonna get like the shotgun quick ideas in a meeting. You're not gonna have anyone like stewing on it for very long, you know, trying to think about it. And then it's like you end up getting follow-up emails that somebody's like, oh, what about this? It's like, and I don't know, at least in my experience, it's been a lot of that. I've had meetings where they've planned a whole thing, like they've had all these ideas, they planned all this stuff, and then like we came up with a solid idea, and then they just changed the whole like event that we were working on. And it's like, all right, well, I guess that meeting was pointless. But I've had some really good productive meetings too. I've been in some really good ones. So they're not always bad. I hope yours is not bad. Just kind of cleaning up a little bit as we go. Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear that. Like, I do like a good, like, collaboration, like, brainstorm session. Those are fun. I actually enjoy that part, like the idea creation part. Or, like, you go into a meeting with a very specific problem. Like, the best way, in my opinion, to do a meeting is you tell upfront what the meeting's going to be about. Because then you let people, like, sit ahead of time and, like, bring ideas to the table versus everyone sitting around the table just, like, wondering, like, banging their heads against the wall. Like, I love when meetings are like, this meeting is about, like, let's say you're making a game and you're like, oh, we have to figure out this mechanic. Like, we need to have, like, a meeting about this, like, one mechanic, and we're going to test it. We're going to try it out. Mess around. Sorry, I sit on a piano bench, and it's really creaky. I love those kinds of meetings. Those, like, where, like, there's a very specific thing. Because then you get really, like, and like, you tell them, like, either the day before or, like, a few days before. And you let people, like, just, like, digest it. And then they go into the meeting, like, with a different energy. And bring and get, and if you work in a big office, get some catering or something, like some, like, small sandwiches, like, really, like, crush it. You know, I love that stuff. That is good vibes. When you go into a meeting and they're like, this is going to be about this event, and it's vague, and everyone's like, so what do we do about this? It's like, I don't know, like, what do you want? You know, like, what are you hoping for? Like, 'cause I used to work at a college, and we'd have meetings like that where it's like, oh, we have to plan for this event that's happening to get, like, new students to come. Does anyone have any idea? It's like, you don't have any idea of, like, what your event is going to be, like, because we could bounce off that, but if you want us to, like, come up with a whole thing right now in this meeting, we're wasting an hour of our time. Like, I kind of want to. So she has this, like, white frill bit in the collar, and I'm thinking it would be like a long dress underneath that goes under the cloak. Yeah, for sure. It's like just winging it. Everyone's flying by the seat of their pants, but they, like, need everything too on top of it. It's wild. So I'm like, if I make this, like, it might provide good contrast too. Thank you so much. That's so cool. Yeah, no, I'm liking the background. I was gonna do like a graveyard, but I was like, I feel like that leans too much into the necromancer thing. So I'm like, oh, what if it was like a jungle or forest? Yeah, I'm digging that. I think I want to add a few more. Like, part of me may want to like have it like, I don't know, clasping like her ankle or something, but she's also a necromancer, so she's more in like control of it, so maybe I won't have that. But yeah, no, I'm liking the white space hands. Maybe we'll do more of those in a bit. All right, hands, grass, this. All right. So yeah, we're still just kind of like detailing things. Just getting a little closer. Definitely gonna go back and work on the face too. I didn't really finish it. I just kind of early on. And the spider on the shoulder, like I like the spider, but I definitely think it's a little like the pose is not great. Let's see. Yeah, no, so what happened at the beginning of the year, this has been a really weird year in terms of like work and getting like, I got a really big influx of work at the beginning of the year that I tried to spread out throughout the year. And I managed to do that with private commissions. And then all of a sudden, like a client that I've always had, like a contract client, offered me like a really good retainer, but like I had to start like smack dab in the middle of all my private commissions, so like I couldn't, it made it really hard to like finish anything. And this person ordered 7 characters, this person I'm working on right now. I did 4 of them, but unfortunately these ones have been getting pushed off, and these are the ones that I like really was looking forward to. The other ones were fun, but they're like cyberpunk ones, and it's not really usually my bag. I'm not really, it's not really like my wheelhouse, my comfort zone. But it was a lot of fun to work on them. So it was, but and it was also like I tried different styles in that I liked. Like I tried to do more like Grand Theft Auto, very loose concept art kind of vibes for those. And this one I want to do more almost like classical art. No, those I guess I could post them, but I don't know, maybe I will at some point. But yeah, no, those aren't up yet. Yeah, so I'm trying to like wrap this up. I have another commission that like is for like a wedding or something like that, or no, it's like a wedding gift or something like that I gotta do. So I wrapped up like my retainer stuff. I took him the month off, and then he wants me to do more, you know, throughout the year. He wants to like kind of keep it going, which is great, but it means that like I probably won't do too many private commissions for the foreseeable future, unless, you know, it's like someone that has like a really flexible schedule that are like, oh yeah, take your time, don't whatever. Yeah, I would love to post it. I don't know if I can. I think she said it. That's totally fine. So maybe I'll post my favorite ones. Oh, you wrapped up a Cyberpunk Red game? Or you're wrapping up a Cyberpunk Red game? Man, I haven't played D&D in a while. It's been a bit. My group went on. I wrapped up the campaign last year. We were taking a break, but we just haven't come back from break. So I don't know what's going on. But I'm bummed because I was gonna like be a player for the first time, and I kind of want to get back in there. I would love to like be a character for the first time. It'd be nice. So we're just kind of going through detailing. If you're just joining us, she has these little buckles or whatever. Just kind of start adding them. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the ones I did were mostly human too. They had like little like parts that like hands and stuff. I don't remember who like had the most. I think there was one that I think was like mostly cyborg, but like they still looked like human, but they had like, you know, like lines on their face. Like they kind of had like a puppet vibe to them that I think was pretty cool. Spider-like cyber chair, that's sick. I kind of did that for there's a boss character in the game I'm making, Pages of Fate, that's like a tabletop adventure game I'm making. There's a boss character. He builds these like automatons, but like his bottom half is like these like geared like crab legs. But they like all have like, they're like footed. So I guess they're closer to spider legs, but I think there's only 6 of them. Yeah, I love that stuff. That's rad. Talk about a game that'll probably never see the light of the day. Pages of Fate will probably never happen. Oh, he went the Doc Ock route? 4 extra appendages, then the legs and arms make 8 kind of vibe. Yeah, Doc Ock has it's like a waistband that he wears, or a backpack or something like that, and the arms are connected with, like, he has like a thing on his head that like he can control them with his mind. But yeah, he doesn't need, he can take them off. So instead of a chair, it's like a backpack or something, or a waistband. But he has four. Everyone's like, oh, he's Doc Ock. Why doesn't he have 8 arms or whatever? And they're like, well, he has 2 arms and 2 legs, so he has 4, whatever. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, the guy from my tabletop game uses them for mobility. Like, he doesn't have his legs anymore. So they're like, instead of him doing like regular legs, he decided to invent like more, like, so he can climb and stuff like that and like get up quickly. So he made like spider leg things. And actually, like, in the game, he has an ability, cause like he has an ability that lets him move through the initiative, because it's like an initiative in Pages of Fate. It's like an initiative track, so it's like certain characters will make people move further along the track or delay their turn or stuff like that. And he can like move along the track, and like as he does, if he passes any of his like minions, his reapers or whatever, he repairs them, so they like come back to life, essentially. So like, he's like, if you're imagining it like on the battlefield, he's kind of like and just like fixing them really quick, and then he kind of like ends up in a different spot. And like in Pages of Fate, like I'm so proud of this game, but I just cannot. I'm in Rune Rally mode, so I gotta finish Rune Rally before I can get back to Pages of Fate, because it's like, it's such a time suck working on Pages of Fate. But like what I love about it, the initiative is like it also determines like board placement. There's no board. It's all a deck. It's all like a deck building. It's like a deck building adventure game with like RPG elements. So it's like, essentially, you would have your initiative track, and like if you're a close range, like a fighter, you could only attack people that are on either side of you in the initiative track. So it's like, if you're here, I'll just draw it. If you're here, if the fighter is this square here, and you have like an ally here and an ally here, you can't attack. You need to like have someone move you over to then attack, or have an ability that lets you do long range or something like that. But if you have like, the archer has an ability that lets you move someone on either side of the initiative. So like, there's no mechanic to like make you move an initiative. There, you can dip out of initiative. Like, you can basically like lose a turn and then pop back in, or like hold your action. You can do it that way too. But so melee lets you attack who's nearby. So it lets you attack there, or lets you attack there. And if you are long range, you can attack anyone except the people next to you. You can attack like further. But then there are people that are both, then they can just attack anybody. Like the knight is both, because the knight can also fly and all that stuff. So yeah, so it's kind of like how I kind of figured out how to do board placement without a board. God, I'm so proud of that game. Like, I really want to get back to it, but I'm so proud. I'm actually proud of all the games so far. I'm really excited to work on Cartography Quest. I'm excited to finish Rune Rally. I started painting up more of the rule book splash art stuff, and I was getting excited again. Like, it felt good to like, because like when you work on like contract work, like it's just like any job. It's like eventually you kind of just get burnt out by it, and like taking like the month off from that contract stuff and finishing up private commissions, and also having the time to, or allowing yourself the time to like work on personal stuff too, like it kind of like revitalizes you. Like I feel different. I feel good. For sure. My wife is joking to me. She's like, I just don't think you like working. She's like, I just don't think you like having a boss. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess I've always butted heads with people of authority. I think I have an authority complex. But yeah, no, I think it's like my inner like punk kid like will always like in my head I'm playing like Anti-Flag like just constantly just like don't want to do with anybody. No, I think I just had a slew of bosses who only liked to boss people around, and they weren't like good leaders. They were just terrible people. And I think it kind of burned me. Like I had one really good boss when I worked in retail, and she was great, but like the corporate guy sucked. So it's like it's just like, I don't know. I never fully trust like people in charge, I guess. But it's so like we joke about that. Like she's just like, she's like, I think you just don't like having a boss. And I was like, because it was rough because like initially I was gonna take July off because I thought I couldn't take June off because initially the agreement was for 3 months, but I was like, I kind of didn't want to take a month off, but they didn't want me to take July off because I guess July is a really busy time. So then but at the time we were first talking about it, they didn't say I could take June off. So it was like they didn't say I couldn't. Like it was just answering the fact that I couldn't take July off. So in my head I'm like, that's so fucked. Like I was like I'm not gonna not take time off. I was like, no way. So I got real bitter for a sec. So we just like, but like it was just, you know, not clear communication, so it's whatever. But like, you know, like my inner punk teenager kind of came out for a sec, and she was like, I don't think you like work. I was like, no, I think there was just like a miscommunication. Like I swear I'm not a nightmare to work with. But like honestly, like I do think that's why I became a freelancer. It was like I think I have all these ideas of how I think things could be or should be in terms of like art and projects, and I just felt like the places I did work, I felt like my voice wasn't heard. Yeah. I think a good boss is great. I think one that doesn't. What the hell am I listening to? All right. Oh, this is all right. I think a good boss could be great if they actually serve as like a leader and not like a dictator. You know, like they shouldn't just be bossing everyone around. They should be like leading by example versus like just telling everyone what to do. Like obviously they should be disciplinary sometimes, like to get people in line, but I find that more often than not, if you lead by example versus like just telling people what to do, you're gonna have just a better work environment, which will make better work and a better product overall, in my opinion. Yeah, no, for sure. That's super frustrating. I'm glad the manager gets it though. That's sick. Yeah, it's weird. Like it sounds, it's like in your situation, it's like you have like two people like in authority, which is like really weird. Like it's like you have the director and the manager. So I can see there would be some clashing there for sure. But I'm glad the manager is kind of like the wall between the director and the people that are like making the thing. That's good. I think again, it could be the person might not even be the person, you know, completely in charge, but like it's just good to have someone that like has a little bit of sway, that has like your back and like looks out for the employees, because too often like, and it's really cool to see like people like what's going on with like Whole Foods right now, right? Like the employees are not in a union, but they're like, screw it, like we're tired of being treated like crap, so like we're leaving. And like it has support from like managers, and it doesn't have support from like the CEO or whatever. But it's like, it's cool that like in their situation, like I don't know what the point I'm getting at is. Essentially they were in a situation where the authority didn't have their back, so they were like, we just got to kind of do it anyway. And like that is sometimes what you have to do, but it's so much better when the people that can push the goalposts a little easier are like, oh yeah, we got to push the goalposts a little easier, like we got to do it. It sucks when like it has to get to that point where like the people that aren't usually in charge of making the decisions like have to make the decisions. And like it's great that they can, you know what I mean? Like I don't know what's gonna happen with the Whole Foods stuff. I'm not really following it too much, but I saw it and I was like, oh, that, like at least they're standing up for what like needs to happen. But yeah, it just sucks that it gets that point a lot, because it's like if you just had good managers and people that advocated for employees more often, you wouldn't have as many of these shitty situations. But like I think a lot of you know, CEOs and higher ups like care more about like how much is going in their, you know, their bank account versus like how they can help everybody else. Like a great example of like good leadership, in my opinion, is Bob's Red Mill. Have you heard of this? Like look up Bob's Red Mill. Like this is like a like a oats company, like a oatmeal company, and they have like they've divvied up their like ownership of the company, so like all the employees are owners of the company, and like they all get higher wages and like all this stuff. Like the owner doesn't make a vast amount of money more than the employees. Probably a little more, obviously, but like it's very much like everyone has a stake in this company and everyone is going to either make this thing succeed or fail. And like I love that. I love that so much. Like everyone has input, everyone has power in it, and it builds this like morale that like companies, like you obviously want to see everything succeed because it makes everyone happier and do better. So it's like the like I don't know, it's so cool. I love that. And like you see it with like they're doing it with Dropout, the people that do Game Changer and all that stuff, that used to be College Humor or whatever. Like that's how they're doing it. Like the owner makes a little bit more money, but like everyone else has like shares in the company and all that stuff, and like they're just kind of and they're paid well and they're respected, and you end up with like a really great product. And now they're like coming up as like one of the better streaming platforms, and they're cheap. It doesn't cost a lot to have that streaming platform. I think it's like $4 $5 a month or $6 a month or something like that. And like it's so funny like how often like when they go on sale at Dropout, the owner will like make a video saying like, hey, we have a sale going on for the yearly membership. If you have a yearly membership, cancel it and then re-sign up and save money. Like he's literally telling people to like cancel their memberships to re-sign up to save money. Like he's like, it's wild. Like, but most streaming platforms would just like hope you forget you have it, so you wouldn't. It's just like that little stuff that like shows that like somebody like gives a shit, and I love that. I just find that you naturally get more success when you treat people like people and not like grunts or cogs in a machine or whatever. But greed does some wild stuff. Oh, for sure. You had to contact support just to like... Do you have to contact support to cancel your membership? I haven't canceled mine yet. I actually should cancel mine. I'm not even using it. I stopped using it because we're not playing anymore. I gotta cancel that. The issue is like when you cancel it, then they like raise the price and you're like, all right, well now it costs even more. Is it Roll20? I don't even remember. I haven't been to Roll20 in forever. Is it Roll20.net? It is. All right. That's how long it's been. I don't remember. That's wild. That's so, I hate that. That's so shifty. Yeah, you're gonna have to do that every year because like they're hoping that you slip up and not do it. You know what I mean? Like it's annoying. Yeah, manage my subscription, dude. I'm doing this right now. Do I need dynamic lighting? No. No load screen ads. What are we talking about? My current plan. What am I... See, I feel like I want to just do free. The only thing is I don't know if you've done this before, but have you ever canceled it and then redone it? Like, do you lose all this stuff? Because like, if I cancel it and then like re-up when I go back in, like I don't want to like not have any of my stuff anymore. Like, would they still like hold it? If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. It's been a bit. I think it's been like 2 weeks. But still. Every week I'm like, we're back, baby. And then it's like something happens. I'm like... Whoa. Free storage quota. How do I even know what the free storage quota is? I gotta look. 20 megabytes. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I'm over that. All right. Okay. But like if I'm already over it, will they just like delete everything that's over it? Or do I get to pick? Like that's the stuff that sucks. Yeah. Oh, they don't delete the stuff. Oh, great. Fine. Yeah, that's fine. I just won't be able to upload anymore. I think for now, because I'm not hearing anything from my group that we're playing, I'll cancel it. Let's select free. I'll lose courtesy pricing as a thank you for your support. You're still on courtesy pricing. I may pay a higher price. What are the higher prices? Huh. Neutral. All right, taking a break. Instead of canceling, you can pause your subscription for 1 month. No, only 1 month. Get out of here. I'm doing this on stream, everyone. What is going on? Like, I canceled it. All right, cool. I'm at it now. Great. It wouldn't like update it. It was weird. Yeah, 50% off for Black Friday. Oh, it's $60 now. I was paying $50. I was paying legacy pricing. That's okay. It is what it is. It's fine. That's the shit that I also hate too, right? Like, it's great to, like, you know, give people legacy pricing, obviously, but like it also sucks because like it feels very much like a you don't want to go because you'll lose. It feels like a flex, right? I don't know. I should have legacy pricing when I decide to come back, just for the fact that I've been here for so long and gave you so much money. Like, my username should have legacy pricing. Like, it should be like that, but we don't live in that world. Let's see here. Yeah, for sure. I think I'm not really happy with Roll20 either, to be honest with you. Like, there have been moments where I'm just like, this is just not doing it for me. Like, specifically, like, their music, like, that thing crashes so often. It's wild. I got was it Tailspire on Steam, and we were gonna use that, but like I had to build a map and I like couldn't invest the time to do it. But like I would love to do that, make 3D dungeon maps that people can kind of go through and open doors and stuff. It's so wild. We were all gung-ho about it, but then like somebody had to invest time to like, you know, make the dungeon maps. I was like, I can't do that. But I bought it, so it's there for whenever I can. Like, I wish I could like share the game with people. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, hey, I'm not using it, but I bought it. You can use it for 6 months or whatever until I need it again. people want to mess around with it. Because, like, I'm all for sharing my games and stuff with people. I don't want people to have access to my account. That's like the thing I don't want. But I don't mind. I would love people to, you know, play some games, try something out. That'd be a cool thing, like gift a game for a time period, like rentals, like from other people. Like that'd be kind of like a sick thing for a company to do. I would love that. Okay. Just looking good. So a fun thing to do when you're making art is to just like play around with light, like even if it's like not like accurate, right? You're just going for coolness, in my opinion. Like I don't think this is accurate, this lighting. It might be, but I also don't care. Like I don't know, I'm loving this. Like I want to play with the blues a little bit that are in the background. But I want to play with like the mid-tone blues on the black, and then I'll do like a little rim light behind it. And I feel like then the pink from the magic will be underneath. We'll have like, I don't know what's going on here. Why is this not working? Oh, I went down to 1. Gosh, 1 pixel. All right, there we go. There's so much stuff I'm like itching to get back to though. Like I want to get back to making some Fakemon. Those are fun. I got some cool ones that I sketched a while back that I really want to get to. But we also gotta like continue the story too. Like gotta fight that gym leader. First gym leader. I gotta work on the next I think the next print club piece is probably just gonna be another Rune Rally one, because I'm almost done with it. I really like it. So maybe that would just be the print club piece. Actually, here I'll zoom in for you guys so you can see what I'm working on a little better. Let's see. right, so this is like gold. All right. Staff. Actually be Sometimes I get like mad at how good a person's character commission looks. So I'm like, why is this not my character? I like get jealous sometimes. I'm like, man, I'm painting this for somebody else, not for me. I couldn't be happier with this so far. Well, I could be happier. It could be done. But you guys get what I'm saying. I'm overdue for like making like YouTube videos also. Like I haven't made a video in like 4 months. Got to do another like last minute minis. I've been wanting to go back in and narrate over the last minute minis, because I think narrated videos, I think they do better, and I think people tend to like them more too. Yeah, my last video was a last minute minis video. It was 4 months ago. So if you want to hear like deep dives of my process, I have a series called Adventure Log on YouTube. I go through step by step of like what I'm doing in a painting as it goes, as it progresses. Alright, so they have like floral designs too. Let's add that in there a little bit. Just kind of... easy way to do floral designs, if you guys want to know. I'll zoom in and I'll show you. What? Wrong thing. Say you're doing like this common like climbing ivy pattern. Just kind of, oh, now there's glare on my computer, of course I'm not gonna be able to see. You just kind of make a bunch of swoops and swirls. Kind of put them like random directions if you want to. You can do this however you want, but you can connect a couple, make them look like branches. Then you can just kind of go in and start adding your leaves. I find that you tend to get a cleaner design that way too. Something that looks a little more like a fabric pattern. You could also, like, you know, get a texture, put it over, bend it, warp it, and erase it. But I honestly feel like most of the time it's just quicker to just do it instead of like looking for the texture, doing all the warping and stuff. Just like have knowledge of how textures work. You know, learn. Like I have no problem with using textures or anything like that, but like through my experience, because I've done both, I do both. Through my experience, if it's a simple pattern or texture, just draw it yourself. Just draw it yourself. It's it takes a little less time, and it looks more natural. Looks like it fits the piece. So you're not trying to make it fit the piece. I think people often think finding the texture and making it go in is faster, but a lot of the time you're like, they don't think about how long it takes them to find the texture. Like sometimes you'd have like a folder of them readily available, right? Like I have a folder of patterns and stuff, but you find yourself a lot of the time in this rabbit hole of just scouring either your files or like textures.com or whatever, looking for like the pattern that's like just right, when you could just like quickly sketch it out, you know, and like, and then understand the lighting and all that stuff and just kind of make it work in there. I think we've just gotten so used to, I don't even want to say convenience, like the illusion of convenience, that like we forget that like sometimes just doing things ourselves is probably more convenient. And this applies like with everything. Like I feel that way about like my phone. Like a lot of the time I'm like, I would catch myself like like the most common one in my opinion is like looking up the weather, right? It's like looking up the weather to see if it's gonna rain later today is fine. Looking at the weather to see what it's like right now makes no sense. Open a window. You know what I mean? Just open a window. Open a window, look at the sky. Is it gonna rain? You can see. Is the cloud dark? It might rain. It might not. Just bring an umbrella and you'll be prepared. You'll be all right. And I'm sounding like a cranky old man now. But it like drives me nuts. It's like, it drives me nuts when I do it. Like I can't stand when I catch myself doing something so mundane. Being like, what am I doing? Like I can just look outside. Like I can feel how hot it is in my house right now and be like, well, the windows are all open. It's friggin' hot out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like it's not the hardest thing to figure out. And what's the worst that happens? Like say you wear shorts because you think it's hot out, and then you go outside and it's like a little less hot. Okay, so you have shorts on and you just feel a little cooler. I think you'll be okay. You're not gonna freeze. It's summertime. I just think a lot of this like convenience technology and stuff has just built more anxiety. Like before smartphones, were you ever anxious about like the weather? Were you ever anxious about like if it was gonna be cold or hot that day? Or did you just like deal with it, you know, like figure it out? And like obviously the texture thing comes with like a huge caveat, right? It's like you have to grind and figure out. So like in order to be good at like drawing your own textures or whatever, you have to like fail and do it. You know, you have to get to that point where you're doing it routinely and failing and banging your head against the desk trying to like get it right, and it's never quite coming right. But like looking up textures to solve the problem for you every time is not gonna build that skill either. So it's like, yeah, you solved that problem. You know, you solved that problem and you didn't spend all that time racking your brain. However, you're going to be doing that every time. And eventually someone's going to learn how to that the person that's banging their head against the desk now will eventually be so skilled at doing it themselves. They won't need to spend all their time scouring the internet to find the same pattern that you're always using, you know, that everyone else is using. Sometimes it's just worth investing the time. And I think that's like the common issue we see, like even with like the state of like AI now too. It's like people don't want to spend the time because they probably feel like they don't have the time, right? It's like everyone feels like they're running out of time. They don't want to invest the time into learning a craft. They just want to like, they look at art and they see it as a magic trick. So then they're like, well, I don't want to learn how to do the trick. I just want to do the trick. I just want to be a wizard. So then I'm just going to have a computer do it for me. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't make that art. You know, you just had a computer steal it from other artists. Like you didn't come up, like, I don't know. And there is some art that I will admit there has been some AI art that I've seen that is truly mind-blowing. But then when you go into the details of it, like there's one artist that I saw that had these huge elaborate pieces that are like honestly gorgeous. They're crazy. They're like surrealism. But then they show the detail, like somebody would show the details and they're like, oh, I love this detail. And you look at it and you're like, this makes absolutely no sense. like it doesn't fit the theming. It's like they just put people in there doing stuff. Prompt engineers. I'm gonna fucking break my stylus. Prompt engineers. You know, at least they call them prompt engineers instead of like prompt creators or prompt artists. Like that shit would piss me off even more. Like, but it's wild. It's just wild because it's like, because you don't want to bang your head against the wall to learn a thing. You would rather just like settle. Like, why? I can do anything that art does. It just takes me time. And like people don't want to spend the time to do it. It's annoying. It's not even annoying. It's not even annoying. It's sad. Frankly, it's sad. Like, dude, I got 2 kids. Like, I get no sleep, and I'm still finding time to make art. You know what I mean? Like it's wild. Like there, you have time. Stop thinking you don't. Like, it's just laziness. That's all it is. It's laziness and like a use and a we set the standard of convenience. So now it's like everything needs to be convenient. Nothing can take time anymore. Oh yeah, for sure. It's like I fall into this trap, but it's like I know I have the time, I just don't make the time. No, I feel the same way. Like I'm talking about Rune Rally and finding the time to do it, but like I push it off because the time I do have to work on it, I'm so burnt out by the time I get to it that like my motivation's just not there, and you have to be okay with that. But like right now, it's like like I wouldn't have a like, and I feel like that is a good excuse. I think that's okay. It's like you're tired, you just like can't do it. But like right now, like I do have the time, so like I have to take advantage of that time and understand that like now's my time to like do this stuff, to like work on this stuff. I really can't, because then it's not a good excuse. You know what I mean? Now you're just making excuses because out of fear, maybe. Like sometimes I catch myself doing that. Like sometimes I make excuses like why I can't do certain things because I'm probably afraid of like doing it, because it's a risk, you know. Like that's what happened with like Pages of Fate. It's like I feel like that got in my head a lot. Like I was like worried that like people would hate it, or it just wouldn't get funded or whatever. But like instead of just like trying and seeing and finding out, I'm just like letting myself get in my own way. And I'm trying not to do that with Rune Rally. I'm trying to like just be like, no, like I believe in this game. This game's really cool, and I'm excited for people to play it, and I just got to finish it. And I'm hoping that that lesson that I learned will apply to Pages of Fate when I go back to it. I think there's also like a misconception too. It's like, so an example is my wife said to my kid the other day, oh, was it my kid she said it to? I can't remember who she said it to, but she was saying that like, oh, Josh doesn't like the word talent. And it's like, it's not that I don't like the word talent. I just think it needs to be recontextualized. I think people use talent as a cop-out. Like I think, or a way to explain a thing that they can't comprehend, right? So it's like people see this and like they're just paying me a compliment. I'm not getting mad about it. People say, oh, you're so talented or whatever. It's fine. Whatever. I don't care. But in terms of like my personal feelings about talent, no, I busted my ass and learned how to do this. like I wasn't talented and knew how to do it. I view talent as your jumping off point. Talent is like the predecessor to passion. So it's like talent is kind of like what helps light the spark, like that discovery. Be like, oh my gosh, like there's something in my brain that processes this, that makes me understand it easier, that like comprehends what's going on, that can process this information. My kid's a really good reader. He's talented at reading. Yeah, he had a passion for reading early on and decided he's really good at, and like kept reading. He just kept reading, and now he's an incredible reader. And that has bled into like him being really good at writing and telling stories, and now he's all about telling stories. And like it's Ichigo Dave, what's going on? Thanks for joining the stream. We're just venting and talking while we're painting. Hope you're doing well. But like I look at talent as a jumping off point. It's not like, but I think people tend to use the word talent as a cop out. So it's like people say, oh, he's so talented. And it's like, yes, but what you're not seeing is the constant grinding, trying and failing and not succeeding. Like, there have been so many times where I've painted a thing and in my head it is so friggin' cool, and then I paint it and it looks like garbage. Like, but then you just try it again. You just do it again. So I think that misconception of talent also hurts the community at large, and I honestly think has kind of created, I think is also kind of like what created the monster that is AI in it a little bit. I don't think it is the reason, but I think that has established in a culture that like made people think that they are incapable of doing this. So they're like, well, I'm going to invent tech that can just do it for me. And it's like, that's a motivator. So now it's like we've created this, man, it's kind of hard to vent while I paint. But like now we've created this like stigma about art, when in reality it's like anyone can literally just pick up a thing, and like with enough work you can learn to like how to do the thing. Like it's not, and I've like we literally taught my stepdad how to draw Sonic the Hedgehog. He's like, I can't draw. He's like, he's like, oh, I don't have the talent for it. I'm like, all right, fine, then sit down and we'll show you how to do it. And like my kid taught him how to draw Sonic the Hedgehog. Like he literally drew Sonic the Hedgehog, and he's like, whoa, he's like, that's pretty good. Like, yeah, that's all drawing is, dude. It's just shapes and lines. That's all it is. Like, I can teach anyone how to draw, but you have to teach yourself how to get better. Like, I can't do that for you. I can't make you better. I can't make you motivated to be better. Like, talent is the jumping off point. Hell yeah, Mega Man. Love drawing Mega Man. Do you know what sucks about Mega Man? For some reason, I can never get that helmet right. I don't know why. But I eventually did. But I just think people hold themselves back by like assuming that like you have to have this level of talent in order to be good at drawing, which you don't. It's just a good starting point. You just have to work a little harder than somebody that does have talent. That's fine. That's fine. Actually, what I want to do is I view talent as like, it's almost like close to, talent is almost close to like intuition. Like it's like, it helps with like some decision making, but I don't think it's the end all be all for a skill. My kid and I draw Mega stuff together. Mostly he watches me draw and then I let him do outline. That's so cool though. I've what I've been doing lately is, because my kids keep saying, oh, can I help you paint? And I'm like, no, but like they can. So what I do is I save a separate file like on my desktop. Like first I save the one I'm working on, because this is like commission stuff for clients. I can't just be like, hey, go ahead, go nuts. So I would save it separately and then I just let them kind of go nuts. on it, and then I just don't save it. But like I do try to teach them some stuff. They're like, oh, like my oldest son is really into lighting right now. Like he's like, oh, how do you like shade the way you do? I'm like, well, it's just like, you know, trying to figure out where your lighting's going, trying to figure out like the direction of your lighting, and playing around with that. And I just kind of teach him that stuff. And his friends, whatever, they were playing on the playground or whatever, and they were like, they were like, oh, you're an illustrator? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, he's really good at shading or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, he's been learning how to do it. So it's like, I don't know, it's just really cool. Like he's like applying those skills and stuff. I love that. That's great. But again, like he learned that. He's not like, he wasn't like born with a paintbrush in hand. And like I couldn't do this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm looking at what I'm doing. It's like in 2014 I couldn't do this. Like I share that all the time on Blue Sky. Like I can't stress enough the fact that like this is not where I started. I don't even have where I started, but I have a starting point in terms of like illustration. I started really messing around with illustration in like 2014 and stuff while I was working as a graphic designer. I drew my entire life. I always drew pictures and did that. However, like I didn't always like paint, you know. And I share this one a lot. So like, here, let me get rid of my screen here really quick. Can I go? Nope, that's my overlay. Let's see. How do I? Is it this? Nope. I don't understand this. Okay. Is this all right? So this was my art in 2014. Okay. It's not bad. There's nothing wrong with it. But it wasn't what I wanted to do. I was just kind of doing what I could do. I didn't study anatomy or anything like that. I was just kind of guessing, right? And then I kind of knew what I wanted to do, and I just kind of like kept going. And I remember I went to PAX one year, and I saw like Magic the Gathering art and like D&D 5e art, and I was like, whoa, these look like classic paintings, but like with a fantasy twist, and that's so sick. I want to do that. So then it's like I just like kept learning that. I did studies and stuff, and like I like painted, like I was watching somebody on YouTube paint a Magic the Gathering card, and I like followed along and did that. Like I tried to like learn that way a couple times, but then I kind of tried to apply those principles to my own paintings, right? And so then this is where we were at in 2020, I think. So this is the same character, kind of doing the same thing. And this is where we got with focused time. You know what I mean? Like I knew what I wanted to do. I didn't stray. Like, and I just was like, I'm gonna do this. And I haven't looked back since. I love it. So, like, saying that like talent is like the only reason why people do anything good is wild. It's just wild. It's wild. So I think it's a brash generalization to say I hate the word talent. I just think it's misapplied a lot of the time. And I'm not gonna like to correct myself. I'm not gonna scream at anyone that says I'm talented. I'm not gonna be like, you're an asshole. Like in my head, I just take it as like, oh, I like your art. You know what I mean? Or like, oh, you're really good. Like you've worked hard on this. I know that's what they mean, but I just think people should think about it more, because I think it also affects like people that want to learn art. Like imagine like being a new artist and like constantly hearing like another artist sitting next to you who's who's cranking out great illustrations, constantly hearing somebody like say they're talented and never saying it to you. You know what I mean? Like that shit sucks. Like that would suck. That would deflate my ego so fast. It sucks. And also, like, people don't hear it a lot in like other styles. Like there are certain styles that are just more minimal that are incredible. And I think people don't think of those as like, you know, talent or anything, but like there's a lot of decision making and stuff and choices and understanding of art to like know when to hold back and when not to and stuff. I honestly think people that do that kind of art and like cartoon art and stuff, like way more skill than something like this, in my opinion. I think so, at least. Ichigo Dave, you spent a lot of time painting, drawing Magic the Gathering cards. It's fun, man. It really is. Like, what I loved doing was trying to draw Magic the Gathering cards that existed, but then trying to like, I wish I did this more, and I kind of want to do it more again. You're not making fan art, but essentially you're like using a Magic the Gathering card as like a prompt to like make your own Magic the Gathering card. So like, I don't know, say you see a Black Lotus card and you're like, all right, I'm gonna paint my own version of a Black Lotus card. I do it with Pokemon cards a lot. But see, you are an artist. You use references. Every artist uses references. I think what you're trying to say is you're not an art. You don't feel like you're an artist because you don't make your own original artwork. But I think if you have the skill to apply by looking at a reference to like draw, like you mean you're doing like a 1-to-1 copy, which is fine. You're doing studies. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that is the foundation of being an artist. And again, like that's up to you. If you want to be an artist, keep pursuing that and like eventually branching out. Like what would happen if you like did a 1-to-1 and then kind of like added a little thing or referenced another thing on top of that thing? Like essentially like this work that I'm working on here is like a mash of references. You know what I mean? Like I had a reference for the pose, and I also used a reference for the outfit, and I also used a reference for the hands. I also used a reference for, you know what I mean? Like it's just a collage of references, like to make a coherent piece. I love that though. I think studies are great. I think people should use references. Use references all the time. That's great. 1-to-1s, dude. That's fine. I think it's when people try to sell them is when it gets dicey. You know what I mean? I think doing 1-to-1 studies is great. I've gotten to the point where I encourage people to try to do more implementation. Like say you do a 1-to-1 study, right? When you're doing that, you're understanding like the choices they made with lighting, with how they fade into the background, like what their base coats are and stuff like that. You're learning about composition. Now take that. So a thing that you can do, I'm not telling you to do this. I think you just do what you're doing, dude. No pressure. You just have fun. Art is supposed to be fun. But if, say you want to make an original piece or something like that, let's just speak hypothetically. What you can do is you can look at a piece that you would normally do a 1-to-1 of and just take notes of what you're seeing. Maybe even do a color rough thumbnail, like a quick thumbnail. Or like take notes of what you're seeing in the piece. Oh, this character's in the foreground. When they're in the foreground, they're darker because they want to keep the focal point in the gray area. Backgrounds are lighter or whatever, or maybe it's the opposite, whatever. You can make notes of that and then try to apply those same principles. Like write yourself like a prompt, like I don't know, an eagle flying through the sky or something like that with a rider on its back. whatever. Take your prompt, apply those principles, and try to make your own piece. Just see what happens. And it sucks. Who cares? But you're one step closer to like learning a new thing, and that's exciting. That's how I started with implementation, at least. Like, so like I used to do one-to-ones, and then I was like, okay, I learned some really cool stuff from these one-to-ones. How can I apply this to a thing that I want to make? Like, I have this character that I want to do, who's this crow lady that like, she like has all these symbiotic crows or whatever that like is like a dress, but they like kind of work like venom, where it's like she can like make shapes and stuff and do whatever. And I kind of like would take like whatever I was inspired by and be like, how did they get like that composition effective, and kind of like parse together at least what I'm interpreting and try to do it for my own thing. Oh, whoops. Honestly, I would love to see your one-to-ones. I bet they're pretty sick. One-to-ones are hard. Especially if you like really do it and you get to the point where it's like you could barely tell the difference. You know what I mean? Like there are people that there's professions that do that. Like they like recreate masterworks. Like for museums and stuff, because the originals are damaged or something like that. They just like, it's like art conservation. Did you see that news story of the person who didn't know how to paint, or did very amateurly know how to paint, and they tried to fix like this like Jesus portrait or whatever in a church? It was so funny. Because they didn't know, they knew how to paint, but they didn't know like the chemicals or whatever and how it would react with like the paper and stuff. Because they weren't like a paint conservationist or whatever, so they didn't use like original oils or anything like that. So it like ran, it ruined the painting. It was really bad, but it was like so funny. Like it's like you just see it, you're like, this has to stay in the church. I hope they keep it. Like it was wild. I felt bad for Layla. She felt really guilty. She felt really bad. I do feel bad for her. She was trying to help, but it was funny. Yeah, like the Mr. Bean movie, for sure. It was like Mr. Bean in real life. God, Mr. Bean's so good. Mr. Bean was one of those things that I didn't appreciate till I was much older. Like just like Monty Python the Holy Grail. Like I loved Monty Python the Holy Grail just because it was funny. But like it wasn't until I was much older where I at least I got my understanding of what the film was. Like I was like, oh, they're just LARPing. Like, and that for some reason like is even more hilarious to me. Like they straight up just get arrested by the cops at the end. It's like Mr. Bean is not real. Welcome to the stream from Luck. the what was that, Veggie Tales at the end there. He's real in my head. He's real in our hearts. So hello, thank you for joining the stream. But yeah, like I watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I always thought it was hilarious. But then like I watched it again with my wife, like I don't know, while we were dating or whatever. I was like, this movie's hilarious, you'll love it. And at the end she was like, she's like, it's fine. Like I don't really get it. And I'm dying laughing because in that moment it clicked in my head. Because I never understood the ending. I don't know why, because it's pretty apparent. I didn't know what like LARP culture was, right? That's like the premise of the whole show. It's like he never talks about it again. But no, it like clicked in my head at that moment because I like just started hearing about like LARPing and stuff like that. That I was like, oh, they're just LARPing in this movie. None of this is real. They're just playing. They're playing pretend. That's why they don't have horses. You know what I mean? That's why like, and that's why like the backgrounds are just backdrops. Like they're just role playing. They're LARPing, and like it went too far. They got arrested, and like that made me just die laughing. Like I just thought that was the funniest thing. Because like they set it up like it's this real thing and they just like couldn't afford horses, so they were like, oh, we'll have the guys with coconuts because it's funny. And like you suspend your disbelief because you're so immersed in the rest of the movie, but then you're like, oh wait, no, the whole thing was a bit. Like the whole thing was just a bit, and it was so funny. It was just so good. Classic. And I'm sure certain people are like, yeah, you ding dong, but like me at like, you know, we first watched it in like high school, but then like watching it like again as an adult, like you're like 20 or whatever, and you're kind of like, you're still laughing at it and you're just not thinking that deeply about it, right? You're not really thinking too hard because it's like a silly movie made by silly people. But then it's like you think a little deeper and you're like, holy shit. Like that's brilliant. Tis a silly place, for sure. All right, so yeah, we have this pattern kind of in here. I'm not really liking the latches too much, but I think once we kind of apply some lighting to him, it might get a little cooler. Let's see what it looks like when we add a little bit of light. Let's try the blue light. Pull a little bit of that blue from the background here. Not there. Hold on. It's great. Like it really is just like, and I think that's why like Shaun of the Dead and stuff like that are so great too, because it's like it's just a bunch of buddies like trying to make something cool. Those movies are some of my favorites. Hot Fuzz was so good. I did. I had just too much commercial work that I couldn't stream working on. So I was like, and like, unfortunately with streaming, it's like, I don't have like the most massive following ever. So it's like, it's kind of the first thing that has to kind of go. I can't really squeeze it in when there's a lot of demand for stuff. And I might dip in and out, throughout the year. Cause like I basically signed a retainer for work with this, with one of my contract companies. I just signed like a retainer for a certain thing. Like I'm working on posters for them, and it's kind of demanding. It's like a lot of stuff. It's not bad at all, but it's just, it takes up kind of a lot of my time for the month. So like I'll be probably closing private commissions after I finish this like wave that I'm trying to get caught up on. And then I'm kind of go back to that. I might do some streaming though if I don't have any private commissions on that. during those times, because it was just hard to balance all the private commissions plus that. I mean, I do love the art streams though, so we'll see. I feel bad like with Patreon too. It's like if I like miss a week, because I love doing it's a lot of fun. Like I like making, I like the community that we kind of like made on there and in here. It's small, but I enjoy it. You know, seeing the regulars on stream and stuff. It's really cool. I love it. Love chatting with all y'all. I do want to try to do some like Patreon exclusive streams too, like for like art lesson kind of things, because people seem to have an interest in that on there. Just kind of like teaching what I do. I feel weird to like teach art lessons because like I don't think I do things right, but I think the results are good, so it's like whatever if I don't do them right. And I think I can teach people that, like how I do stuff. I can't be like teaching you guys principles, you know, of like art. I ain't about to do that. Yeah, no, I would love to do a draw along for sure. Like I would also love to do like, I think another like digital download that I might do is like coloring pages too, like for people that like, you know, like want to just like color art and stuff, just like do something like more therapeutic. Because that's like the other thing too, is like I think people should just, you know, enjoy making art. Don't even put the pressure on like if you want to do it professionally or not, you know. I always find it funny that like Twitch is like, oh, make sure you're like streaming for at least like 2 hours. And I'm like, I can barely do that. Like at least 2 hours? You're telling me that's the minimum? That's like my maximum, dude. I can't. I always feel bad when like my viewership spikes up like towards the end of my stream. Like I'm done in like 10 minutes. Well, Twitch recommends it because like they want to make sure that like you get like the most I guess viewers trickle in after like the first hour or something like that. And it's like there's like different times when people, because like they send out the email or whatever that you're streaming, but like it's delayed. It's like it's not right away. Not always, at least. And like I remember there was a recommendation on like their like little like stats or whatever you want to call it. Like they have like these little like, I don't want to say achievements, but like essentially like little tips kind of thing. And like one of them, at least a while ago, was that. And I was like, I can't stream. I could barely stream for 2 hours. I was like, you're never going to get me doing a longer stream than like 2 hours. Just because how my work schedule is and everything that way. At least not right now. Like, maybe in the future. But yeah, at the moment, can't do it right now at the moment. All right, let's zoom out and take a look. Yeah, she's looking cool. She's looking cool. Face needs a little bit of work. That's all right. I think I'm just gonna, maybe I'll finish everything and then kind of go back to the face, kind of fix it a little bit. It's not bad, but it's definitely not done. Yeah, they like look up, so like they give you, they like gamified streaming. You know what I mean? Like, it's like when you go to, I wonder if I can access this. When you go to like your creator dashboard, let's see if I can find it. Is it in analytics? No, it's not in analytics. Oh, where are they? Where is it? That stream manager? I can't, they changed everything. I can't really figure it out. But, they have certain goals to like get to like affiliate and stuff and partner and all that. So like one of them in the early on was like they would also give you tips like while they would give you tips like of like how to like improve your stream and stuff like that. And they were like, oh, if you want to increase your viewership, like stream longer. And it's like, well, I can't. So I'm not going to. This is the like probably the max I'll do is like 2 hours, because like I start at 9. My work shift right now usually ends around 11:15. So yeah, not for a while, not until both kids are in school. Then I'll be working like a regular shift, and then maybe I could do longer streams then. But yeah, no, this is looking great. Off to a solid start. Great progress. And yeah, thank you. What? Yeah, I guess they look at viewership data. I do like the stream summaries. Yeah, I like the data and stuff. I think it's fine. I just think I'm not gonna apply too much pressure on it, because I don't think I'm gonna ever become like, you know, some big streamer. I don't think that's really like my thing. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna be. I don't think I got the persona or whatever, charisma, I don't know, for any of that. I think I'm just making art and I happen to be able to stream it. But yeah, I'm hoping to be back Tuesday. But yeah, I'll try to post the schedule on Patreon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And patreon.com/creativeoutpouring. If you want to support, you can support by following for free or for paid tiers. Paid tiers would be awesome, but if you don't want to, I just want to make a community over there, because social media sucks. So thank you all very much for coming by the stream, and I hope you check it out, and we'll chat again soon. I'll be back on hopefully Tuesday. I usually do 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 to about 11. And yeah, thank you all for coming by. See you later, everyone, and be good, and we'll catch you later.